is
And I'm
that
so thankful.
my kids
Yeah.
now think I'm the boogeyman. That's very impactful. That is well said, it's calm, it's collected, and all I'm saying, and I'm not saying you're a bad person for being fired up about your kids, I get it, I really do. But if you can find a way to express yourself in that manner when we're in the court environment, that would be really helpful. Because I believe you. I mean, I believe that it really bothers you, and I've said to Debbie 5,000 times that clearly you are the primary care provider, which is not
You've
undermining.
said it to me
yeah.
as well, and I don't.
You know, I
take
don't
it-
mean that in a, you
no,
know, but that
I
you
don't take that
clearly, I have
derogatory at
no
all.
question you love your kids and that you're invested in your kids. But sometimes you come off so strong that it's like people are like, their ears turn off. Because they don't, you start talking and they're like, this is what I think of him. And they're done with you.
Because I've been like that throughout all my life.
I believe you.
You know what? As a black man, number one, when they see you coming, automatically they switch sides of the streets, or they put their purse on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always just been the person that, you know, I mean, when I was in 4th grade, I got bullied, and that was the last time that was ever going to happen to me again.
Right.
You know, so it just something switched, and I was just like, you know, this is who I am.
And then his
And I can't change
But
who I
like
am,
when you convey
know?
that though, that really speaks to the impact on the kids. Or when you convey that you want to buy into Boys Town, but you're not even here to practice what's going on, you know, on a day-to-day basis. So now we have this artificial environment where you're not even here.
And
You
I'm
come in
trying to-
for the teaching session and then you leave again. So
And
it's
that's
like,
what I was expressing
but that's-
about Boys Town before, and that's where the message was
Deceiving
getting
railroaded, and
misconstrued.
he didn't
Hold on,
have
that's
that
where the message was
presentation.
getting misconstrued because it wasn't that. Because when you first signed up, I was like, good, because I went to school
that what he said?
because I needed
I heard it.
help with Ryder. Specifically, and
I
I,
get
knew
that.
that she was going to end up in, she's
and
gonna,
you didn't
if-
do it
if-
in the best way possible.
Okay,
but I
probably
get that
didn't,
you were asking
but you
for
know
help.
what?
I
But
get
you know what? The end result for my daughter of what I see is, you know, is not good. You
I
know,
understand.
it's not good. Okay, the way she is, and it's like nobody, you know, you hear about the lies, or you hear me call it saying that their lies are manipulated, but you don't know what I've been through. And it's like I could tell you stories that'll blow your mind, and there'll probably be another case that you have though. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what? That's whatever we deal with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like how I handle certain situations is just how I handle it. You know, and I don't know. I just can't explain it. You know, but these kids get all the love, they get all the chances, they get everything. They get everything. They get the world. You know, and all I ask is for a few simple things, and you know what? For somebody to just take something and just take it to that level, and it's like we're not getting a chance to even express, and it's like, you know what, she saw, you know, for somebody to see what the situation is and alter that situation and take it and use it to their benefit, and it's like that's where manipulation comes in, and that's where, and it's like if you can't see that, you know, where I'm coming from as far as, you know, where I'm at, it's like I'm like, I call my mom, I've talked to my mom about her coming out there, I talked to her grandmother about her coming out there, I tried to, you know, to place her where she'll be if my dancing and singing, and if my parenting and my everything that I've been doing, like I told you I've been doing, is
Everything
not
you do.
working, you know, then something else needs to happen. I took her to the doctor. Okay, these are stuff that I'm
Which is
doing
awesome.
With no
steps that
insurance,
with
mind
no,
you.
it's paid out of pocket. This is stuff that I'm doing for my daughter because I care about
Thousands.
the direction that she's going. You know, and it's like just to hear that stuff, and then when I spoke to Boys Town over the phone, and they gave me the information that they gave me, and that's why I was like, well, you know, I don't want to have an adverse effect on Ryder, and I explained to Boys Town my position. You know, and all they told CPS was that I didn't want the services, you know, which was not, and it was all about Ryder. It wasn't just about me, you know. It wasn't, because if I would have known it would have had an effect like this, then I would have did it, you know, because I knew it would have been, you know, I wouldn't want to sacrifice my whole family like this. And this is putting them all on the chopping block because they don't deserve this, you know. They just don't deserve it. You know, and it's hard to deal with. You listen to your kid call you and bang on the door and bang his head because he's so frustrated he don't know what to do.
And then I have to come in here and I have to deal with it after everything else. And Heather has also expressed to me, we've talked about where do I go in that place? Where do I have that outlet when I have 3 hours to breathe? Where do I go? I go to a friend. I have a friend who's my mother's age. I go to her retirement community in absolute peace and bliss
Cool.
up there in Siena and look at the beautiful landscaping and talk to a woman who her husband died 10 years ago, who has 2 PhDs in psychiatry. She speaks to me in admonition. She's like, what about Bob? She follows me around all day long in my ear, and if you ever shop at the Limited, she will fit you in close to the best of the tea. She dresses people to the nines. She's got class and sassafras, and this woman has empowered me to be who I am in this case properly, because I reached out to her and said, I'm stressed beyond stressed, and I have to keep it together, and I need to know as a woman, how do I stand tall with my head hung high and not look down because I didn't do anything wrong, nor did my family. How do I continue? And she's empowered me each and every single day. I told her, you're my Alcoholics Anonymous. I pick up that phone every single time. And she's willing. She's like, you need me to be there? I'll be there. Everyone on my team is willing and ready to stand behind us, because we're reaching out. It's just, you can't make them change unless they want to change themselves. And that's what we're trying to put positive and different courses
It's
and
that way for all of
recourses.
us.
Exactly. So as parents, I mean, we're just trying to do what is right. And of course, when you get railroaded and sideways, you're gonna fight. And that's where you got the best fighters there is here for these kids, because we're the what they have. And I will fight tooth and nail for them. And I appreciate, Hava, your understanding and you coming here and telling me that, it's okay for Nadine to be here, because you know what? If there was anyone else in this world is to be here with those kids besides him, if it's, God forbid, he ever taken out of my life, I'm going to her. Because she's my mom. That's the mom I never had. And she's here for me now. And I'm telling you, that's another powerful woman I have behind me. I'm only getting stronger and better. That's all that's happened.
And I'll tell both of you guys that the whole reason that Evelyn is here and that I'm here is we are family preservation, not family rip apart.
But then it's already rip apart. So it's like, that's where we are.
That's our entire
Yeah.
goal
So you're gonna
is
get to it.
to see your family
Mhm.
reunified.
Exactly.
That is our entire goal.
Mission.
It may not happen the way you want it to happen. It may not happen on the timeline that you want it to happen, but that is our entire goal. That is our job.
That's where my mind is all screwed up, because you know what? If your agency is telling me this, your agency is telling me this, and this one DA is not listening to everybody that's in the home and actually doing stuff with my
I'm
family.
not taking the
Well,
time
see,
to come here.
It's not like I learned early on that the DA isn't necessarily on our side. I kind of thought we sit on the same side of the desk, we must be together, but I learned quickly that's not the case. I've asked for cases.
And
That's
that's
why
why
I
I
tried to explain
And
it.
I get it, and I
Yeah.
get it now. Like after we talked about
It's
the
weird.
I get it.
I know
I don't
that,
know if
but
it's gonna change anything.
Yeah,
It's like, but then as a parent to a
The course
parent,
is
and as a
really
real
pretty
situation as
highly
we've all
enforced on
become
family
with each
preservation.
other, you
So,
see why I'm
that
having
says
to
a
do
lot.
what I have to do.
Just the fact
Because
that,
it's
and it's
as
not necessarily
imperative as
me,
it
I'm not
is
trying to
based
say
upon
I'm
the
one.
situation.
It's
And
our
I
whole
get
program.
him
I would do the same thing.
home from my family. That is my mission here. I'm not here to get angry with any one of you. I'm not here to get mad. I'm coming out of character. I'm coming out of my shell in 85 different ways. But you know what? I'm sure grabbing a set of what I need to be the person I need to be. Okay? And I appreciate the fact that, not the way that the opportunity arose, but the fact that you've given me a chance to speak, to allow me to get this, to give him an opportunity to be in the home, and for us to move forward, because I can hash this out all day. I can talk about it, and I sat up for 6 hours writing an actual disposition of everything that happened, word for word, back to dates, times from to April. I've got it noted in every direction. I've been actively involved, and I'm going to continue to be actively involved, and we're going to be continuing to move forward. So let's wrap up what we need to wrap up in closing, and so at least maybe he can spend some time with his
Okay.
kids.
I can give you
I
guys
do this.
a little picture of Dad the first day that I was here. He had bought the little T-ball, the little plastic T-ball set that's over in the corner, the little yellow thing, for Kane, and Kane was playing with it. And as the three of us were sitting around the table, and please excuse me, my pregnancy hormones are out of control, and this makes me cry.
We've all been there. Well, you haven't been there.
He had to deal with me through it, so he's been there.
Dad got up from the table and went over and put Autumn on his knee and let Autumn swing the bat and hit the ball like numerous times, and he's over there playing with her while I'm sitting here talking. It was just
And I told her, I'm gonna get in it. I told
It was
Heather.
amazing. I've never seen parents so involved, wanting to be involved with their kids while I'm here. Because usually by the time I get here, the parents are fed up with their kids. They're like, it's the kids, you need to fix them. I'm going to rip my hair out. They're hanging from the ceiling fan. They're hanging from the banister. Do something. Be super nanny. And it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
When I used to come and visit Ryder and Autumn, when their mom still had her, Autumn would be laying in her crib, hooked up to the tube, which would be dirty, and all you could do is see those dimples. She just smiled. She was just happy to have somebody in the room with her. When she died, and I loved Antoinette, I really did. I loved Antoinette dearly. When Antoinette died, and Edward, that day, I drove from California. He had me go get Autumn. The other grandmother showed me real quick, you know, the milk thing and all that. He starts playing with her, you know, and I told Heather, he would swing her like this, and she just crack up laughing. I'm like, Edward, I'd be scared that the two was gonna happen. Edward, that's my baby. And she'd just be laughing and cracking up laughing. And then I had him one summer, and he finally came. He came to pick him up. And she's sitting there, he's taking the stuff, loading up in the car, and she looks around, her daddy walks out with tears rolling down her face. I'm like, oh, she loves her daddy. It's like, that's my baby.
It was awesome.
And it is.
Imagine how I feel.
Even
Imagine
the
how I feel
doctors
and why I'm with
have
him.
said how much she has
I will be there.
improved since he's had her. Because they said she would never eat. She always had to be fed in the tube. She couldn't swallow. I came out one summer, he had her eating with a spoon, and she's sloppy about it, or if she
We
doesn't
let
want
her
it,
throw
she
food
throws
around
it.
because we let her
But
feed her.
she'll try and
Make it
feed
boo.
herself, and she's trying to get the food down. But
See,
it's
look
not
at
just. I mean, he's involved,
Peekaboo.
and it.
That's just not coming off.
I'm just happy that she's a part of the family, that she's here.
And she's always in the middle of everything in there. Like when the kids are in here and they're playing, she's always in the middle of everything. The kids are playing with her. It's just awesome.
She's clearly happy.
She probably wants some water.
Ready to wrap it up? Okay. Yeah, I've got something at 3 too.
Do you guys have any more questions for us or anything?
I don't. I mean, I think you've answered and you've been helpful in the respect of allowing, this until we go to the next level. I think that we've come with some clear understanding on the next step of the program. And I think we'll be okay from here. And as long as you guys can, and in my behalf, or what I have to say is to be, actively trying to help us get this. I mean, since you all say that you're on board with this and trying to see us, then just help us.
Okay.
Now, since I also have to leave too. Can Dad hang out for a few hours? As long as Grandma's gonna be here.
I'm fine with
I know. No? Chips?
Well, thank you guys so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think it was that much to hold it down.
Kind of like the benches in school.
Right.
Well, we got this, and this was my gift from him because we didn't have a table, and we wanted our family to be able to have family dinner.
Oh, yeah.
So we thought that this, because of Autumn, we could put her wheelchair at the end. We were able to. We even separated the nook so people can move and do what we need to do. We're trying with what we have to make it the best that we can.
Right. No, that's awesome.
Well, thank you again.
Okay, then I'll let you guys know. I'll be in contact Evelyn when I find out about the flight time, and then I'll let Heather know, and then maybe if one of us can come up with a time frame, we will. You know what I mean? Well, between the three of us, I'm in constant communication, email, whatever we're gonna call it. Work is really hard. Yes, you can do it tomorrow. I'm not doing it in the morning. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna see all of you at one point every other day. Everybody's coming. Thank you guys. Bye.